Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to another Indie Game Friday. This is the last entry of my 2016 Dungeon Month series, and I was going to make it something truly spectacular. I picked out some awesome games, narrowed it down to the final two, and then I totally fucked up and accidentally locked out the account I was going to use to purchase the games. Oh well. Customer service said they'd be able to restore it, of course, so I'm not out the money, but in nowhere near time enough to go ahead and get this episode done. So, as I was sitting there, I realized that this here was an opportunity. Not everyone has $10, $20 to throw at games when they're in the mood for a little dungeon crawling, so how's about I go look and see if there's any really awesome first-person dungeon crawler games out there in the free pile. Pro tip, there aren't any. Unless you go to Abandonware or something. But there is a number of adequate games, and here's one of them. Deepfall Dungeon, produced by LOD Games, which is like three guys, and released in 2013. It's an older game, and very reminiscent of dungeon crawlers of yore, except simplified. Greatly simplified. That doesn't mean that is bad. It's just, you need to know before you get into it that you're looking at something that's extremely streamlined. Although you can get it for free on Gamejolt, and I will put the description in the link below. They do ask that if you like it, you send them $1 or so on the PayPal address scrolling across the bottom of the title screen. And that's kind of old school. I kind of like that. I kind of dig that. Now, there is some indication that the game was inspired by Dungeon Master, not least of which is the logo itself, but the gameplay isn't like that at all. The story basically sets you, the lone protagonist, trapped in a dungeon with no way out but through. Okay, simple enough. Gets you right straight to the point. Character statistics are simple, just a basic health and mana. Your attack and defense are settled by equipment, which you may upgrade on the level up screen, which we'll cover later. There's a spell list, and you start with a basic cure and rockfall attack spells, as well as a skill list, which you can select during level up, which we'll also cover later. Hitting M produces the map, which basically tracks where you've been. Exploration is done on a first-person, grid-based plan like all of the other RPG games I've covered this month. Graphics are passable, 3D rendering for the maze itself, then the monsters are just 2D sprites with a little animation thrown in. The sound effects are passable, the music is kinda decent, but I have it muted for this review. You can listen to the tracks individually on the Gamejolt page itself if you're interested. As you explore, the squares you've explored on the map turn blue so you know where you've been. Exploring an unexplored square has a chance to spawn a random monster encounter, though the chance itself is relatively low, so they aren't always popping up on you all the time. You can uncover various things like treasure chests, crates with maps, potion bottles, and things like magic crystals that restore health and magic. Most of these are activated with a spacebar, though potion bottles you simply run over and add them to your stash. You can use the potions to restore health and magic at any time simply by pressing the appropriate hotkey, 1 to 4, though I didn't find the need to do this for myself in the short period of time that I played. It's a nice option for later. Combat is sort of real-time, but then sort of not. You get a menu that lets you select to attack at various strengths, cast spells, use skills, or just flee. Each time you do so, a wait bar counts up until your next attack and or action can be done. It seems as though the monsters use a similar system, as sometimes I could find myself going twice between their attacks when I use faster attacks. Honestly, though, I just stuck to using the heavier attack most often, because it had a chance of hitting like a damn truck and just ending the combat right there. As you collect treasure and experience, you might find yourself wondering when you level up. I know I did. Well, it's done when you go to the next dungeon level. When you hit the ladder down, it drops you to a level up screen if you've earned it, where you can upgrade your equipment and spells via a very simple upgrade system, basically using the gold you've acquired on the level before. You can get a flat upgrade with your level, I believe, and then select a new skill from a list that can be used in upcoming battles. It's super streamlined, and I honestly don't mind it at all. It fits the game very well. The monsters get tougher as you go down in dungeon levels, of course, and I'm assuming the skills that you've got become more valuable as well. Aside from that, it's a pretty straightforward dungeon crawler. The levels feel procedurally generated, and there's a seed number listed on the map screen, though I'm not certain there's actually a way to change that. Regardless, it's a quick and fun little role-playing game light, and if you're going to try looking for some time to kill with what's basically a donation-ware game, then you may as well check it out. After all, you've not lost anything for trying it, right? Well, that about covers this one. This has been the RPG Crawler with Indie Game Friday, and this concludes this year's Dungeon Month. If you've liked what you've seen, remember to hit that like button, leave a comment if you have feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content. Until next time, take care and goodbye.